guys, it's Frosting, and I'd like to welcome you to my thoughts on Lucky Star. I found the anime on YouTube a little bit ago, and I decided to watch it because it looked cute, and now I love it, so we're making a video about it, because why the fuck not? Alright, let's do this. First, before I get into literally anything in this video, I want to just get two things out of the way that I couldn't find like a good spot to put them in the video because they didn't really fit anything else, but they're just kind of there. First, I want to read the manga! The anime was so cute, and the manga looks so cute from what I've seen of it, and I really want to read it. But this anime came out in 2003, and the manga came out a little bit before that, I think, meaning that it's going to be very hard to find them all. The photo that I have here is from Google of an eBay listing. I didn't look at the eBay listing, I kind of just yoinked the image, because, again, none of the images are mine, right? So, there's that. But, you know, I want to read the manga. It looks awesome. It's adorable. It looks nearly as cute as the show, and then I don't know for sure, but I don't, are there other characters that aren't in the show that are in the manga? I don't know. That'd be cool to find out. Next, Miyuki Appreciation Slide. She is my favorite character, and I absolutely love her. For more than one reason. Mainly just because I feel like I relate to her a lot in the terms of, she's smart in some departments, but she's really fucking stupid in other departments. And, I feel kind of the same. And then we have a similar, if I was an anime girl anyways, we'd have a similar fashion sense. I like the pink. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I like pink. I really, really like pink. She's just a cutie pie, you know, she has, similar stuff to me, right? Her and her mom are close, she has vision issues, she hates eye drops, which, same. You know, she's just a little cutie pie, and I love her. Alright, now we get into the actual video, now that these 2 points are aside. First, we're going to talk about the things I like about Lucky Star, which is a lot, actually. So let's get straight into it, shall we? First, there is not a main plot. It's just a silly slice-of-life comedy, little, slice-of-life anime. Why did I say slice-of-life anime twice? I don't know, but it's silly, it's funny, it's cute, and they can talk about literally anything, from performing a cheer routine, to how to eat chocolate cornets correctly, to the eye drop thing that I was mentioning a minute ago, to the summer heat, to actual lore of a dead mom, how to use a smartphone, going to a festival, playing video games, going to the beach. You know, they'll talk about literally anything in that anime, and I find it really cute, because it's not a complicated plot. It's nice, and it's relatable, and it's funny, and it's one of those anime that you could just have on in the background and still, enjoy it, even if you're not fully paying attention, which is great, because I watched this in school. Yeah, you know, why not? I was bored. My classes are boring, so, you know, Lucky Star. It was great. Financial math be damned. I probably should be paying attention in financial math, though, because I'm probably going to need that after high school, but whatever. Financial math be damned. Lucky Star. Alright, next point I want to bring up, the theme song! It's such a good theme song. I absolutely love it. It gets stuck in my head every time. I would play it, but I don't really want to mess with copyright right now, because the last video that I made, or one of the most recent videos that I made, it was my Hello Boss song ranking for season 2, got a little copyright thing on it, and luckily I didn't get an email or anything that was like, hey, you know, this is copyright. It just kind of put it on there, and that's fine, right? I was just kind of worried about it for a little bit, because I don't want to get a strike or have to deal with anything in that department, and I'm very confused about how the hell the copyright law works anyway. Luckily, I was talking about Hell of a Boss and playing Hell of a Boss music, so I'm pretty sure, and then I put also in the description that, none of the stuff was mine, and that, it all goes to Vivzy Pop and stuff, but I'm pretty sure YouTube was yeah, okay, this is fine, and they just kind of let me go. But either way, I don't really want to mess with copyright too much anymore. I'm going to try to be really careful about it in the future, and so I'm not going to play the theme song, but it's an amazing theme song, and it gets stuck in my head literally every single time, And then on Spotify, it's longer than it is in the anime, and I didn't realize that until I went to go listen to it on Spotify, and I was like, oh, hey, there's more to the song. Who would have thought? I also don't know what the song's about because it's in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure, from what I can read in the subtitles, I'm pretty sure the lyrics are just as unhinged as the show, which is pretty funny, you know? I think we're getting there. I think one lyric was talking about, like, liking the summer outfits more. Another lyric was like, it's already Monday and you're in a bad mood. Wow. I don't know what the lyrics are. I need to go look that up. But either way, the theme song is fantastic, and I absolutely love it. It's stuck in my head right now, actually. As soon as I said the theme song, I got it stuck. Yeah, I also find it really cute that their little cheerleading thing in that last episode is how the theme song was made. You know, like they actually had an episode about them doing the little cheer routine that's in the intro, and it's not just a random, like, one-off gag, you know? I find that really cute how it does actually connect, and that's the only piece of lore that matters besides Konata's mom. Yeah, it's just a good song, you know? Next point I want to bring up, the pacing and how it feels like listening to a real conversation. I can't talk today. Sorry, guys. I think it just feels so natural. You know, like, it doesn't feel like a scripted conversation. It feels like you walked into a room of friends talking about something, and then you're just listening in. You know, like, it doesn't feel scripted. It just feels nice. It feels natural. It has a nice rhythm. I think that what the characters talk about fit them really well. I think the characters are portrayed really well. It just, a lot of that combined with everything else I've said so far makes this show amazing. And I think that's why I like the slice of life aspect to it, because it doesn't feel forced. You know? Like, there's probably a couple shows out there that overdo it in that department, but this one just doesn't, you know? Alright, next, how well the voices fit the characters. This goes along with my last point about how, like, it all feels so natural. I feel like the voices fit the characters so well, and, like, for example, if you listen to a clip of Konata and you look at her face, you can tell that that's supposed to be her voice. You know, it fits her really, really well. But, like, if you gave Konata Tsukasa's voice, that would be really weird, because that wouldn't really fit. But it really fits Tsukasa and her design and her character in general, and I think the voices just bring the characters to life even more, and I just really appreciate it. I also just really appreciate voice acting in general, because I think it's really cool, and I wish to do that one day. I just have no idea how. So, if any of you guys that are watching this are voice actors out there, could you guys have any advice? I have no idea. But voice acting is just really cool, and it's really awesome to see these little cartoons get brought to life. I'm probably going to get smited for calling an anime a cartoon. Whatever. But, you know, I just really like it, and I admire the people that do that, and I wanted to bring it up because I think it's really cool. But now we continue to the things I don't like about Lucky Star, which isn't nearly as many things as I like about it. There's just, like, the two. So the first one I want to bring up is the karaoke or the random-ass music video at the end of every episode. What's that about? I'm so confused. Okay, in season 1, at the end of the episode, I think it's episodes 1 through 12, at the end of it, it would just be the credits over this image of them doing karaoke. And it would be them singing a random song that has nothing to do with anything. Like, where did that come from? You know, like, I think they should have, like, one outro song and stick to it, like most animes do, and then they just change it every season. That makes sense. But then, in season 2, they switch it to a random live-action music video. That doesn't make any sense! And, I mean, I haven't watched any of them all the way through because I was confused and just skipped it. And, like, the first time the live-action thing happened, I thought somebody put, like, the wrong video in an episode on, like, the little playlist that I found. But there wasn't anything else there besides Lucky Star, so I was really confused. And I don't know, what's happening with that? Is it supposed to be, is it supposed to be the guy from Lucky Channel? I don't know. I'm just confused. It's very random. I'm just not a fan. I usually just skip past that part and go straight to the whole, like, on the next episode of Lucky Star thing. You know? I just skip it. I'm just confused. Why? Why, though? I feel like it's very unnecessary. And then half the songs aren't even good either. They're, like, really bad songs. Which, like, I don't know. Anyway, the amount of episodes. I want more. I really want more Lucky Star. Like, a third season would be fantastic. Maybe, where's Miyuki's dad? You know, give us some more lore. I want to meet more people in the class. I want, Akira Konami and, why am I blanking on the other guy's name from Lucky Channel? Shiraishi, is that it? Yeah. I want them to have a bigger part in the actual show. You know? Like, I think Shiraishi's been in a couple episodes as a background character, and then Akira Konami's had a billboard little picture of her in there, right? But I want her to, like, be in the show. You know? Like, she's not my favorite character for sure, but I definitely want to see more of her, just because Lucky Channel's funny as hell. I also want to see more just of the characters in general. You know, like, I want to see more about, like, what does Tsukasa do for fun? Because so far, we don't really know, like, what her hobbies are. She's just kind of there. I want to know, what does Kagami like to do, other than reading novels and playing games? You know? What does a day in Miyuki's household look like? You know? There's just so many other things that I want to see that would be awesome. Maybe a flashback to police officer's sister. I'm blanking on both of their names, but the darker, like, the one, pink-haired one who's really tiny, but she's a freshman, and everybody's, like, questioning, wait, hold on, aren't you a child? You know? That one. Why am I blanking on her name? Yutaka. There it is, Yutaka! I want more of Yutaka. She's awesome. And Minami. I want more Minami also. Alright. Speaking of the characters, it is time for my character ranking! Ba-ba-da-ba! We have a nice little tier list, and we have photos of the main people. We have the main people, the classmates. We have Konata's dad, Miss Kuroi, police officer lady, which I'm still blanking on her name, as well as the Lucky Channel people. Any, like, random, like, background characters from the manga store or Miyuki's mom. I should probably put Miyuki's mom on here. She's kind of important. There. Now I can rank Miyuki's mom. Woohoo! And now I have everyone. This isn't in any order, and I probably have forgotten a lot of people's names, because if you don't say it enough, I'm going to forget. So, let's start with her, actually, since I had to go get the image. I don't know where to rank her, honestly, because she's definitely not S or A tier, because we hardly know anything about her, besides the fact that she's Miyuki's mom, and that Miyuki gets a lot of her personality from her mom. But we also, we don't know, like, enough about her to really rank her anywhere, which, like, I can understand why I didn't really include her now. But Miyuki's my favorite character, so I might as well bring her mom in here. So we're gonna go ahead and put her in C tier, just because of the whole, like, not enough of her to rank her properly. There we go. Also, I'm filming this on my phone instead of my iPad, so the character ranking is a little bit harder since I have a smaller screen to work with. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult, but we're going to power through. Alright, next up, just because I see him, Shiraishi. We're going to talk about him. Honestly, I think I'm going to give him a solid B tier, just because I think he's really fucking funny, and, like I was saying a minute ago, I want to see more of him besides just a background character, and so I kind of like him. I think he's entertaining. He's just pretty chill in general, and, again, we don't know a ton about him outside just being Akira-san's, what's it called? Assistant. Why did I forget the word assistant? What is happening to my brain today? We don't know enough about him to rank him any higher, but I like him more than Miyuki's mom, so he gets to go there. Alright, I'm trying to save most of the main characters for last, just because it's more fun that way, so I'm going to try to move these. I just shrunk Tsukasa. We're going to ignore that. Alright, next up we're going to rank Miss Kudoi. Personally, I love Miss Kudoi. I think she's very funny and she's very entertaining, and the fact that, like, she's their teacher, but she's not treated as just a teacher. She's treated as, like, an online friend of Konata also, because, like, the teacher has the same stuff going on, and she's also just a good character design in general. Like, if we zoom in, I just really like her in general. Like, her design is cute, her voice actor fits really well, just, I don't know. I don't know if I like her enough to go in A tier, though. Actually, yeah, okay, we're gonna give her A tier, just because she has more screen time than Shiraishi, which is why she gets to get more attention, so she goes over there. Alright, while we're on the whole concept of Lucky Channel, though, it's Akira Konami! I like Shiraishi more in terms of the character themselves, but her design is cuter, and she's also really fucking funny. Except for one episode when she makes a joke about pedophiles, which, like, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think, like, because she's an idol. I don't remember what the clip was. I think she was like, sure, Konata has her weirdos, but I have my pedophiles. And I was like, ooh, yeah, no. So I think I'm going to give her C tier just because the character herself is kind of messed up in certain departments, but her design is too cute to give her any lower than that, so she gets to come down here. She is also really fucking funny, though, and I would like to see more of her. Like, if somebody in the main cast or, like, a side character was actually a fan of her and, like, she was an idol in the Lucky Star universe, I think that'd be funny, instead of just, like, I'm also trying to figure out, like, how is she related to the people in the cast? You know, like, I'm pretty sure, Shiraishi and Konami are both, like, talking about the show as if it's a TV show, and that the whole thing is a show that they are watching and talking to us about, meaning that, like, everyone there knows it's a show, they just don't bring it up besides these two, which is also really funny, you know, and I don't know, I think I just like that show within a show concept, you know, so she's still going down there, though, but yeah, alright, let's do you. Okay, didn't mean to make her head that big, that looks a little silly. Okay, I don't remember her name. I just know that she's one of Kagami's classmates, and she doesn't really get enough screen time to do anything with, you know, she's just kind of there, and, like, I just dropped my phone. Sorry, chat, I just threw you on my floor. Alright, let's make her bigger so I can look at her. Her design is cute. She just doesn't get enough screen time for me to know anything about her, besides that she's just kind of there in Kagami's class, and Kagami's never in her own class, so there's that. So, I think I'm gonna give her, yeah, I think I'm gonna give her C tier, just because I don't know enough about her to do any more, or any less. Alright, that's her done. Let's see who we got here. This is the other person that is in Kagami's class. I'm just blanking on her name as well. I don't think I ever learned her name in the first place. I need to watch the anime again. Her personality is similar to Konata. She's just less weird about her gaming. She's just a gamer. So I think I'm going to give her B tier just because, like, I find it really funny when she's on screen. I like her voice. I like her design. She's actually pretty cute. So we're going to put her in B tier just because of that. Come on, Google Slides. Work with me here. There we go. All right. Why is Kagami so tiny? Get up here. All right. Who do we got here? All right. This is the person in Utaka's class. I don't remember what her name is either. I just know that she's, like, the artist of the show and that she likes to make, like, Yuri art of Minami and Utaka, which, like, on one hand, I appreciate her enjoying her Yuri, right? Like, do whatever you want with that. But I don't appreciate that she makes ship art of her friends. I think that's really weird. I think I have a similar experience to that, as in, like, sometimes, like, it's happened a couple times in school where me and Pudding will be hanging out and someone will ask us, like, somebody that doesn't know us, by the way, will ask us if we're gay, and then we have to, like, explain that yes, but not for each other because people are confused about it. And, like, it really fucking bothers me when that happens because, like, have you people never heard of best friends before? You know, like, you can be friends with someone and not be gay for them. And, like, I get it. Like, I just don't appreciate being shipped out in, like, my life. So I don't appreciate how she ships her friends either. But at the same time, because this is a cartoon, I do ship Minami and Utaka. So seeing someone else agree with my ship is also kind of cute. So I have mixed feelings about her. Other than that, she's a fine character, but just because she ships her friends, I think I'm going to give her a little bit lower than everyone else. I think I'm going to put her in D tier. Just because, like, why are you doing that? I had to zoom in so much to shrink that. There we go. Alright, we're putting it down there just for that. Again, I do think that the ship between Utaka and Minami is cute. I just don't want another character in the show to ship that. I think shipping is reserved for the fandom. You know? Like, if two characters are canonically together and someone else in the background is like, oh, I knew it, y'all are so cute for each other, that's fine. But if someone's, like, openly fantasizing about two friends getting together that don't have feelings like that for each other, it's just not okay. You know? So she goes down there. Anyway, speaking of Utaka, while we're here, she's gonna get an A tier right up there, but actually, no, I think I'm gonna give her S tier, just because I really like Utaka. I think she's really cute. I enjoy it when she's on screen. She's also very silly in general, and, like, I like my silly characters, and I also like the pink characters, so she gets to go in S tier. I think her voice fits her really well. I can relate to the whole, like, being super short thing. I think I'm the shortest person out of my friend group in real life, and pretty much everyone I meet is taller than me, unless they're, like, a freshman or something. So, yeah, I can relate a little bit. Yeah, you know, I also relate to the experience that, like, moving on from middle school to high school in a place you've never been before is scary, because I've been there once. You know, like, I'm a senior now, and I know my high school by the back of my hand, but I didn't freshman year, and, like, I relate to that a lot, and so it makes a lot of sense. So she gets to be an S, and Minami also gets to be an S, because I love her. And like I said a second ago, I ship them, and I don't want my girlfriends to be apart. And then also, like I was saying a second ago, I think that shipping should be reserved for the fandom, and, like, I don't think that other characters in the show should do it. So taking this bitch down here aside, I do genuinely ship them. I think it's really cute. And, like, even if they don't actually end up together, just because, like, it was 2003, I don't know how, like, into that they are, and, like, I'm assuming that was supposed to be really, really weird, and, like, people weren't supposed to like her because of that back then, but, you know, either way, I think it's cute, and, like, if they do end up together, that's great, and if they don't, then they're also really good best friends, and, like, I can see it going either way. I don't know, I just think it's cute, though, so we're gonna put them both in S tier. I also just really like Minami, because, like, I don't know, like, how comfortable Chad is with me bringing this up, but, I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Warning, this might get a little uncomfortable, and I don't know what timestamp to skip to in order to avoid it. So, this is also a very vulnerable moment for me, so here we go. I think one of the things I relate to about Minami is that she's insecure about her, we'll just call it woman body, and let people know what I mean. I think she's insecure for the opposite reason that I am, but I relate to that a lot, and so, like, seeing her being uncomfortable with it and, like, wanting a change and not liking how she sees herself is something that I relate to. Only, like I said a second ago, mine's the opposite direction, as in, like, I want what she has and she wants what I have, you know, and, like, I don't know, it's very relatable. There's a lot of stuff in this show that are super relatable, and that's just one of them, I was going to say on top of and along with at the same time, and it came out along top of. What is happening to my brain today? Anyway, there's just a lot in the show that is very relatable, and that's one of them, so that gets to go there. Alright, speaking of people in, Utaka's class, let's just get Patricia-san out of here. Patricia! I also love Patricia. I think she's not nearly my favorite character enough to be S tier, but I do really love her, especially since the theme song was her idea, and, like, that's so cute. I like her design, I like what she does in the show. She's not, like, overly weird, she's just, like, obsessed with Japan, and the whole, like, wow, I get to actually live here now, woohoo. Honestly, same. You know, I want to go to Japan really bad. You know, it's the anime capital of the world, and I need to get over there. So, yeah. I want to go to the Kirby Cafe really bad. You know what? I should make a whole nother video about, like, I want to go to Japan, and here's why. You know, I should make a video about that. That would be fun. But she's really cool, and I think her voice fits her really well, and she's just a little cutie pie, so she gets to go up there. Alright, we've only got a few characters left, so let's move the main people out of the way. We have you, and we have you. Alright. Police officer person! I'm blanking on her name, but she's Utaka's older sister. And I don't know how they're related. It doesn't really make any sense. I think it would make more sense if they were cousins living together. That makes sense. And, like, I just don't understand how they're related because they look so different, you know? But, you know, here we are, because, like, okay, if she is Konata's cousin, and she's her sister, making her Konata's other cousin, that means that these two, Konata's dad and her, are siblings. Whether by marriage or to Konata's mom or by, like, actual blood relation, I don't know. But either way, it doesn't make any sense because they look nothing alike. You know? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm confused. The family tree's a little weird. It's not the weirdest family tree I've seen, though. Greek mythology, for example. That one's a fucking wreath. Anyway, that's the only thing I don't like about this, is because I'm confused just about, like, how they're all related. It doesn't really make any sense. But looking at just her by herself, I do really like her. I think she's funny, she's kind of entertaining, she's, like, one of the only adults we get in the show. You know, everybody else is, like, the high school people, and there's, like less than 5 adults in this show. Yeah, hold on, there's less than 5. Because we got Kuroi, she's an adult. We got Miyuki's mom, she's an adult. We got her, and we got him. And then technically Konata's mom would be the 5th one, but I'm not putting her on here because she was in 1 episode and 1 episode only. And I just don't think it's worth it to rank her. If she was on the list, she would get C tier, just because I don't know anything about her. But, I'm going to put her on the list. Okay, there we go. I've gotten Konata's mom in here now, so she gets to just go over there, and I'll rank her in a minute. Anyways, back to police officer lady that I'm still blanking on her name. I'll Google all their names in a minute, and, like, after this video is over, I'll, like, refresh myself on all their names. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep calling her police officer lady. Anyways, back to what I was saying. There are only, like, 5 adults in the show, and Konata's mom is one of them, although technically she's a ghost, so I don't know if she counts. But, you know. Anyway, I think I'm going to give police officer lady a solid B tier, just because, like, I like her more than everyone in C tier, you know? So she's just going to come right on down here. Alright. Next up, because I'm saving the main cast for last, we're going to rank Konata's mom, since it took so long to get this image in here. Konata's mom was genuinely a good character for the one episode that she was in, and from the very little of her that we saw, I do really like her. So I'm going to give her A tier. Just because, like, I wish we got more of her, like a flashback to when Konata was a kid, and we got to see her, Konata's mom and dad just, like, being really cute together. You know, that would be precious. Or, like, more flashback. Anyway, we saw, like, the birth, but we didn't, or, like, we saw, like, shortly after Konata was born, but we didn't really see much else. So, when did she die? You know? I want more. And speaking of Konata's parents, while we're here, let's talk about her dad for a minute. I don't really know how to feel about this guy. Just because, like, on one hand, he's kind of funny, and he's entertaining, and I do like the relationship that he has with Konata, in the terms of, like, they like similar stuff, so they hang out a lot, and they're really close, and that's really cute. But at the same time, he's a little weird, you know? Like, if you see the type of games that Konata's into, and know that she gets it from him, and that they play them together, is a little weird. I couldn't imagine possibly playing, like, a dating sim or something with my dad. You know, that would be really weird. So, I think just for that alone, I'm gonna give him C tier, just because it's weird. Like, again, I like him more than her, but actually, he is pretty entertaining when he is on screen, though, so we're gonna move him down a little lower, just like that. Wait, there we go. Alright, and now we're on the main cast. Woohoo! First and foremost, just to go ahead and get her out of the way, we all know where I'm putting Miyuki, right? I don't even need to talk about her, because I already did. She gets S tier, automatically. Come on, get in there. There we go. Miyuki gets S tier. I don't even really need to talk about her, because I did. Where'd it go? Nope. I talked about her up here. She got her own appreciation slide, because that's how much I love her. So, she gets her own slide. She gets to be an S tier. Yay. Alright, next of all, with the main cast. Yes, the ultimate debate. Kagami, Tsukasa, or Konata. Let's do Tsukasa. I like Tsukasa. I'm gonna give Tsukasa... I like Kagami and Konata more, so I think I'm gonna give her A tier, just because, like, I do like the characters in S tier more than I like her, so she gets to come down here. But I don't, like, dislike her either. You know, A tier is still really good in a tier list, so she gets to go there. I think she's really cute, and she's also kind of relatable in certain things. Like, I don't have any examples off the top of my head, but no, wait, sleeping all day, forgetting that homework exists, and struggling in school. Real relatable. I love her for that. I find it funny how I just said that I don't have any specific examples, and then I named 3. So that's entertaining. I also really like her design in general, and, like, her little hair bow is really cute, and just, like, I know that her and Kagami are twins, but they're so different, in terms of everything, that the only, like, trait they have in common is purple, and that they're usually always together. Which, like, yeah, that makes sense. You know? I'm also gonna try to make her a little bigger. There we go. She gets to go in A tier. Kagami, while we're talking about her, Kagami I like more than Tsukasa, just because her personality is really funny, and I like her design a bit more as well. So I'm gonna put Kagami in S tier. Really? Google Slides is annoying, everyone. Is that in there good enough? Yeah, alright, that's good enough. Alright, so Kagami is in S tier now. And Konata, the main character of the show, which is why I'm saving her for last, I really like Konata just because she's very funny. She's very cute. I think I like everyone else a little bit more than her, though. I don't know. Because, like, I don't know if I like her enough to be S tier, because I like all these other characters, and I like the characters in S more than her, but I also like her more than all the characters in A, except for Tsukasa. So I don't know where to put her. So, like, in between S and A tier, is that a choice? Like S and a half, like A and a half, is that a choice? I should make A and a half. That'd be a good tier. I don't know. The only thing that I don't really like about her is that she is treated as the main character, and that everyone else is just side characters to her life. Which, like, on one hand, every anime has a main character, right? That makes sense. But on the other hand, the four of them are supposed to be the main characters, but she has more screen time than all of them combined. So I think we need a little less screen time for her and a little bit more for everyone else, just to, like, even it out. But I don't necessarily mind it when she's on screen either. I do really like her, and she is part of why I fell in love with the show, just because she's entertaining. So, I don't know. I also think her voice is really good. I think she's really funny. She's also relatable in certain things, which I am actually blanking on examples for her. Because, like, I'm not, like, I don't know for sure what an otaku is. I just know that I'm not one. Because I'm not that weird about anime and gaming. Yeah, okay. I think I'll put her in S tier. Just because, like, I like her more than everyone in A. So she'll just come up here. Alright. And that is my complete ranking of Lucky Star. Let's just go back down the list, shall we? In S tier, we have Utaka, Minami, Miyuki, Kagami, and Konata. In A tier, we have Kuroi, Patricia, Konata's dead mom, Tsukasa. And in B tier, we have Shiraishi, the person from Kagami's class that I'm blanking on her name, and police officer lady. In C tier, we have Miyuki's mom, Akira Konami, the other person in Kagami's class, and Konata's dad. And in dead last D tier, we have this bitch from Utaka's class. I don't know what her name is, but she's down here. Alright. And that is my... Actually? No. Yeah, this is fine. Alright. That is my complete ranking of all the characters in Lucky Star. I would also like to give this show a 10 out of 10 on my, like, movie and show ranking and stuff. And I think, like, I forgot to do that for a couple other things. We'll talk about that later. But this show gets a 10 out of 10, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys liked my thoughts on Lucky Star, and I would also like suggestions. If you guys have any other shows or things you want me to talk about, I will talk about them. Pretty much anything is on the table if I can actually watch it, you know, because I'm different from a reaction tuber. I watch it on my own and talk about it later, you know. My videos are kind of like a podcast. You could very easily put this video on, set me down, and go back to vacuuming or something, and still get it without having to actually look at anything. So, I thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which I have no idea what it's going to be yet. But I'm also pretty sure that this video is going to be coming out on the first week of December. So, Merry Christmas. I'll do something special for Christmas a little bit later, but I'm filming this during the week of Thanksgiving, so I'm ahead of the game here. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and Merry Christmas, because the video that comes out this week, I didn't say it in. So, have a good day, everyone, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.